Vishnu has over 20 years of private sector development service. He is very passionate about personal, professional, and organizational development and pursues this passion via the numerous organizations he supports. Kindly and warmly welcome Dr. Vishnu Doerga for the Doing Business in Guyana keynote.
Thank you very much for that, Ambika, and thank you to all of you as well for braving your Saturday morning to get this information here. We've had a lot of information shared, and what I want to do is pull it together in a sequence of steps that we have been using for the past 8 years in developing companies in Guyana. There's no perfect way of growing a company, scaling a company. If there was, we would all be billionaires with six-packs, sleeping upstairs in one of these rooms. However, there are many different ways, and I'm going to teach you our way, the Action Coach way of doing so. We started off with a single company in 2000, went up to 8 and 5 franchises as well. So it always struck me when I dealt with my international partners that they sit on 20 and 22 boards, and I thought, hey, in Guyana here, us with our 2 and 3 companies, we feel like it's all the pressure in the world when really, unless we really develop strong businesses that generate profits that we can then step out to, so we end up in a chair portions level, where we need to invest an hour per month really to give guidance, to give direction, so a CEO can then execute on the company. If we don't move to that level, we'll not be able to use our talent to really serve a lot more companies. I would encourage you, if you really believe that you can deliver consistently to your consumers a service that will be needed that is either directly or indirectly related to the oil and gas sector, make sure that you lobby for your particular industry so that you do get included, so that we can benefit for as long as possible from such a measure. Also keep in mind that our government on an annual basis can take 100% of the first 500 million that gets paid into the Natural Resources Fund, and then progressively less. However, this money is almost equal to our national budget that we have been catering for the past couple of years. So pay keen attention to where the government is going to be investing this money. We know that most likely infrastructure, education, security. So think about what your company does, because not all of us are going to be super successful in the oil and gas industry. We heard from Chris what it takes to run a company at a very high level. And some of us may not want to take that on. Some of us might want to go focus on serving agro-processors. We may not be necessarily interested in going and work with supply vessels. So pay keen attention to where the government is going to be channeling this money, because you then need to set up your business to be able to have some of that money channeled through your business. Now, these are normal headlines now. Every single day, new investments are taking place. So not only do we have all that government spending taking place, take a look at the hotels, take a look at the tourism and hospitality industry. You have to look at what you're good at, but then also look at where the demand is, because you could be good at something, but if there's no demand for it, there's no business there. And I hear many people complaining. I've spoken to a lot of people over the past 2 days, that they're not happy with the way business is going. When you ask them, what's your business and who's your market, they can't answer that too clearly. And if you're not clear on that, it's going to be very tough to serve the people that you're looking to serve. I always love our pledge because it says exactly what we're supposed to be doing. It says that we're supposed to be dedicating our energies towards the happiness and prosperity of Guyana. So the happiness, I'll leave that to the people outside of this room for now, but the prosperity is your responsibility. And if you're not taking this responsibility seriously, I'm going to ask you to stop saying this pledge. Because all of us here today, if I ask you how much did you invest to be here, some of you might say 15,000. But always remember, when you show up somewhere, you're investing your time, energy, and money. So yes, the money was 15,000 to be here. What's your time for being here for 2 days? Think about the food you ate. Hopefully you did or did not eat at Amici, and that's a plug for them. If you ordered at the higher end of that menu, you put a lot of energy into your body. So if you're going to use that energy, that very costly energy, and please don't do it the way they did it at Marriott, where you do order similarly and bypass the process that was set up for collecting the money. But that's a lot of money there, right? So make sure that you use your energy wisely. And our responsibility here as a private sector is the prosperity of this country. Now, think about it this way. If you don't understand why the country needs you to be better, just think about in your own household. Who needs you to make a better impact? The generation that has gone before you, they've done a lot to get you to where you are. What's your responsibility for the next generation? Right? When your kids are looking at you and asking you, hey, I hear you complaining, I hear the president said this about you yesterday. And that's another thing about marketing, right? I was in the room here. I thought it was very constructive, but marketers get to say what marketers get to say, and in that case, it's to sell the news. Fantastic. Make sure that you don't get caught up with the headlines. Make sure that you understand what's really going on and that you can benefit for your own organization. But also make sure that you can tell the next generation what you are doing to make this country a better place. Because if all you're doing is complaining, then what are you teaching them? What are you teaching them? Our goal is to make sure that this country that is in light orange there becomes a country that is in the dark green. That is all our responsibility in this room. Turning this country from a developing country into a developed country, making this little glass that we have into a very, very big container that we can all really be proud of being a part of this country. And I loved what our president said yesterday. We have to beat criticism with action. Yeah, definitely. I need to send him some royalty for this statement. For those of you who want to, really be able to benefit from a lot of the knowledge, make sure that you scan and download the HorVenture app. We do have a booth in the exhibition site, and it does say HorVenture. Males, I can guarantee you, if you scan it, nothing is going to happen to you other than you getting good business education. Nothing is going to drop off. Nothing is going to be added. Fantastic business education. It's complimentary. It's free to you. So make sure that you make full use of that. That was my very quick presentation.